Back to David's Dark Twisted Fantasy, all right? I really wanted to react to this video today. I wanted to watch this video actually, but I was like, this would make a good reaction.
This soft launch of all time.
So look, I promise you, I wasn't watching it to the 10-minute. By the way, I don't like reacting to shit. I wasn't watching to the 10 minutes. I think I accidentally dragged my phone to the 10 minutes while I was on the video. So I don't even know what the fuck he's gonna say really.
The dismembered body of a 14-year-old girl was found decomposing in a plastic
I think I stopped watching at 1 minute
to be fair. Of a Tesla at a Los Angeles impound lot. The Tesla was registered in Hempstead, Texas to David Anthony Burke, also known as multi-platinum singer and songwriter David, who currently has 2 million followers on Instagram and nearly 40 million.
I still, bro, till this day, I hope it wasn't him, bro. Dead ass. I ain't even gonna troll y'all till this day.
Monthly listener.
Till this day, part of me hopes it wasn't him. Gabriel Agress should have hit the half. What are you on about? Half court shot. You playing ball right now?
On Spotify. David.
Yo, facts. What's his listeners at right now? His listeners was going up like crazy since the drama. Hold on. Yo, be on the with the drink water. Thank you. No. Garrett did some I'm not doing no push-ups. Y'all, I got work tomorrow. I'm tired. Fuck your push-ups. I could always say no. No is always an option to everyone out there. All right, look. Well, who the fuck am I looking for? David. Why the fuck am I scrolling? I'm just exposing who I listen to. Fuck. David. 38. No, he's going down. What are we doing? Why aren't y'all streaming his number? No, I'm lying. Oh fuck yeah, I'm canceled. Oh god, it's wraps.
On tour the day she was found, traveling from Madison, Wisconsin to Minneapolis, Minnesota. Authorities expressed that David was cooperating with them, so it seemed like this was some horrible coincidence. But every day that passed, more information came out that made David look more like a prime suspect. The girl was identified as Celeste Rivas Hernandez, who had run away from her home 14 months earlier.
I forget how sad this shit is for real, bro.
Since.
I really forget how sad this shit is, bro. Like, a 14-year-old was really killed.
The LAPD said it is very likely she was dead for several weeks prior to her being discovered. Some of the other initial reports were shocking. She and David had a matching tattoo that said shh on their fingers. Her brother told police David regularly picked Celeste up in the same Tesla she was found dead in. Countless photos and videos were resurfaced where the two appeared to be close friends, if not possibly a couple.
That's
one of the last time she was ever seen in public, she was backstage at one of his concerts. Now, if you look at all of the evidence I'm about to give you in no particular order, it screams that David is guilty. And by no means am I trying to defend him or prove him innocent, but we are talking about a very serious murder of a child. And I think there are a lot of people on the internet that are looking at this as pure entertainment, and they're
a lot of people are making so much content. I ain't gonna lie, chat. You know, we about to get to our first YouTube beef. We about to get to our first YouTube beef, bro. Chat, we are about to get to our first YouTube beef, bro. I mean, probably not beef, bro. I ain't gonna lie, this guy bigger. He probably gonna ignore my
soft launch.
But I got a problem with this guy. I got a genuine problem with this guy. Gabe, what are you gonna be for Halloween? Oh yeah, hi-fi trying to in your apartment in New York. What are you talking about? What am I gonna be for Halloween? I ain't gonna lie. Fuck, I forgot to pick my costume early. I ain't gonna lie, I forgot. All right, look, chat, I got a genuine problem with this guy. I'm about to show you who I got a problem with, bro. Where the fuck is he? Where is this guy, bro? No, it's not Maury. It's not Law and Crime New York. It's one YouTuber that is making constant videos about David. I don't even know where the fuck where is he, bro? I'm gonna find him right now, y'all. I genuinely have a problem with this YouTuber. Not Fantano. Sorry, he's talking about me. No, this is one YouTuber that's been constantly making content about him, bro. And I'm talking constantly. Like, this shit, like, dude be dropping like 10 videos a day about this guy. Okay, it's not me. Hold on. Where is this guy, bruh? This guy right here. Who's not this guy?
What's good about it?
Trapmore Ross. Trapmore Ross. I have a genuine problem with this guy. 9 minutes already. God damn. 9 minutes, 39 minutes, 3 hours, 6 hours. His whole thing is talking about like I guess like crime and like I guess in like music culture. He also called David a rapper, I think, which kind of pissed me off. He's not a fucking rapper. Can we start calling him a singer? But this guy right here.
All right, guys. So I just wanted to.
The fucking biggest meat rider sucker. No. And it's not that I have a problem with like it's just it rubs me the wrong way, bro. Look at the amount of David videos. Look, y'all see this? Are y'all seeing this? 12 days ago, 2 weeks ago, bro. Look at all this. David. My bad. That's a young boy. David. God damn, bro. David. Yo, this guy is constantly dropping videos about it. And it just rubs me the wrong way. Each video, by the way, is like around like 10 to 20 minutes. He's making ads off of it. It's just disgusting. It's like a slop tuber, but like worse, bro. It's like it just bothers me so much because it's disgusting. It's like an actual crime was committed. Something actually bad happened. And like this dude is by the way was like picking all evidence, like Reddit. This is like, dude, you know, like you're not even the fucking cops. And I get it. It's okay. I understand bringing light to the situation, but I feel like the situation has already gone so media widespread. Like, dude, it's just why? Like, so dudes reporting on Celeste's funeral, dudes reporting on the fucking like David's mom buying a gun. It bothers me. It genuinely bothers me, and it made me really not a fan of this guy's content and not a fan of what he does. Yeah, just had to talk about that. Just had to, you know what I'm saying, call him out on that. You know what I'm saying? Who knows if he'll ever respond to this. I am going to post a tweet about this shit. I ain't gonna lie, because it's rubbing me the wrong way. But yeah,
Fusing the story.
Yeah, back to the video. But, you know, just had to make that little yap, bro, because, like, it's just been rubbing me the wrong way for real. The long way. Yo, what the fuck?
And spreading false information because it makes for a more interesting crime documentary. With that being said, what I'm going to do is try to establish a very clear timeline of events, from the moment Celeste may have met David to when she went missing to what happened while she was missing.
Alright, bro, you're mad because he doesn't rub you anymore? Okay, bro. Nah, it's literally disturbing, bro. How do you make that many videos about a poor girl and a tragic incident that happened, bro?
And ultimately,
and he's making ads off of it, so he's getting his money. And I get it if you're bag chasing, dude, but like, I feel like you just gotta be like a morally like
when she was
twisted person to do that shit, though.
Found dead, and what has been proven so far. In July of 2022, David releases his breakout song "Romantic Homicide," where he sings, "In the back of my mind, you died, and I did."
Physically.
Yeah.
Become multi-platinum and launch him into fame. 1 monthly viral on TikTok, would eventually become
I think it's a PDF file. What should become PDF? I call this
platinum and launch him into fame. 1 month later, someone with the username Celeste met, and they won this in October of 2023.
Hi,
David says he thinks girls his age are in December.
I'm serious, bro. Did David say this?
October of 20, excited to talk to him. She would have been 12 years old at the time. 1 year later, in October of 2023,
I'm still serious, bro. Girls my age are retarded.
David says he thinks girls his age are.
This guy's cooked.
In December of 2023, a user in David's Discord takes a screenshot of.
I said I called, like I know the guy you're talking about is
what appears to be a live stream, and
shit, bro, we'll see.
We'll see. Who's the girl? To which he replies, "You are a fed," which basically means, "Why are you all up in my business?" Then again, if this was Celeste, who was not missing at this time, then he would be publicly hanging out with a 13-year-old.
That's crazy.
However, due to the low quality of this photo and half of David always being around girls that look the same, there is also this photo that may have been taken around the same time, December of 2023, although we don't have an exact date, but David's hair matched that color around late 2023 and early 2024. In January of 2024, David is seen on a live stream with the girl we strongly believe to be Celeste. It's important to know at the time of this stream, David was 18 years old, about to turn 19, and Celeste was 13. Also, she was not a missing person at this time.
Oh my god.
Yo, wait.
And not a missing person at the time.
Answer that one. That's so mean if you don't answer.
Which one? What's good, David? Big fan. Spot me. Bro, thank you, Mitochondria.
We need to delete this.
Delete the VODs.
Delete the VODs.
And then as soon as it's stream ends, delete the stream.
Can I get an angel shot, bro? What the fuck is an angel shot?
It's interesting that they both wanted this stream deleted.
Talking basketball,
probably because
I don't play
Celeste
basketball,
made
bro.
this joke about our word.
All I know is a half-court shot, a full-court shot.
No, you did.
That's controversial.
Yeah, this is crazy.
It's controversial of kids.
Yeah, nah, that was great. Yeah, he definitely he guilty.
It's been a good one.
He guilty.
Bye, guys.
That was crazy, and that's sad because that shows her self-awareness, bro. Her saying that shit, that shows her self-awareness,
delete everything,
bro.
delete everything. Everything goes.
He says he media trained her, hinting that she can't just say wild things on the internet. Also in the chat, they are making jokes about David being on the Epstein flight logs. So it seems like the conversation was something about David and minors. Also, someone in the chat typed in Celeste's name. So at some point, she was identified on this stream as Celeste. Also at this time, David was rolling out a song called Leave Her, where he sings the lyrics, "I can't stop falling for her," and also was posting a ton of TikToks suggesting he was infatuated with a girl. Around this time, David started sporting a lot of Hello
Damn, this guy's doing a good job. It's the blue shirt, a guy.
Kitty gear, mugs, shirts, plushies.
This guy's doing a good job at putting the timeline
romanticized
together. Hold
a
on.
Hello Kitty girl. Hello Kitty almost became like an extension of his brand, and you'll notice a lot of Hello Kitty
Kendrick gotta diss him now. Dead ass, bro. Kendrick gotta diss this next PDF file, bro. Drake isn't enough.
with Celeste in a bit.
But Drake ain't kill someone.
In February,
and I hope not. Drake hasn't been with a 13-year-old. Like, I don't think Drake ever went that young, but fuck, I don't know Drake, so who knows.
Of 2024, David's manager, Josh Marshall, entered a lease for a Hollywood Hills home. However, the owner wasn't informed that David was actually going to be the one living there. On February 14th, 2024, which was Valentine's Day, 70 miles south of David's home is a town called Lake Elsinore, California. A 13-year-old girl named Celeste Rivas Hernandez was reported missing. Family members made posts to Facebook asking people to help locate her. Celeste's aunt wrote, "We still don't know anything about my niece, and I will not get tired of begging God and appear well. I love you, and you know that the mercy of God will
I feel bad for the family that cares about
it,
it, bro.
I have faith, and you will return to our arms." Missing
I really
person
do.
posters were
so
distributed
sad.
around Celeste's neighborhood, and her family posted as many photos as possible to ensure she could be found. According to private investigator Steve Fisher,
no, Pat Gosh this Gabe and okay, why the fuck you put my name in there, bro? What the fuck?
Celeste's mother somehow found out.
Yo, I do not belong in anywhere near these situations.
Out that she was with David and emailed his manager Josh, but this PI did not release the email. He also says a couple days after this email, Celeste returned home on February 20th, 2025.
Hold on. David's manager Josh Michelle was sent an email in 2024 by her family telling him that they knew that Celeste was with him. After he hit the email, Celeste returned. Whoa.
Celeste's
so his manager knew.
Made a post on Facebook.
I mean, we knew that though. We knew that.
Home saying,
we knew that though.
"Be careful with
release the Sosa file. I have no fucking files. That reminded me though. I do have chips. I was low-key in the mood for some chips. I'm not gonna lie. So we about to eat some good ass chips, y'all. Damn. Got your snacks, bro. We got 30 more minutes to go.
You talk to on the internet, guys. Don't make the same mistakes my cousin made. However, just a few weeks later, Celeste was reported missing for a second time in March of 2024. On March 19th, 2024, Celeste was captured on security camera footage belonging to Delago Spirits, a liquor store just down the street from her family home. At 7 a.m., a teen identified as Celeste by her family is seen walking down the street.
Yo, this video loud as fuck, bro. I ain't gonna lie, Patrick. I gotta lower your ass.
Oversized black hoodie and
you loud as fuck. You heard in my ears.
Her being out at this time isn't necessarily weird because kids walk to school or the bus in the morning, but out of nowhere, she begins to run around the corner. What I find interesting is how the other person she walks past stops and turns their head to look back at Celeste, almost like she noticed something weird. Like, was she crying or did she say something? During this,
her family followed her. What? Her family? Yo, Husk, take a fucking English class, please, bro. Bro said her family followed her, the city followed her, they found the city. Goddamn, making me lose brains.
Chat logs from David's Discord indicate that his closest fans knew about them.
It's okay,
Someone said, pretty sure he is dating right now. And another user replied, yeah.
How you mess it up 3 times, though? I ain't gonna lie. 3 times is crazy.
Shortly after, Celeste was found and brought back home by police. Celeste was reported missing for the third and final time in April of 2024. The Riverside County Sheriff's Department opened a missing person investigation after Rivas left her home at 9 p.m. on April 5th, wearing gray pants and a black sweater, as well as a hat and Hello Kitty sandals. Celeste's brother Matthew told NBCLA that family members were aware that the girl knew the singer David. Matthew Rivas said when his sister disappeared, she was on her way to see a movie with him, but never returned. Her brother also said that David regularly picked her up in the same Tesla her body was found in. Now, a reasonable person would assume that the family did not know that David was 19. Maybe they could have assumed he was 16 because that is the age you need to be to legally drive a car. Whether or not David knew
that... Good night. All right, Diamond. Have a good night, man. I hope in 4 years Diddy touches you.
Celeste was 6 years younger than him at this point is not clear, but many people have a hard time believing that David could not be aware that he was regularly hanging out with, or worse, being romantically involved with a child. After April 2024, Celeste's family would never see her again. At least, we think. A source for the Daily Mail claimed Celeste stayed in contact with friends for more than a year after being reported missing. There was a photo of her taken at a family member's graduation, but it was posted in August of 2024, and graduations don't typically happen in August. So it was either sometime in May or June when graduations typically happen, or maybe even a full year before. But regardless, the photo seems like it was uploaded long after
unless she graduated late,
Celeste was missing.
You never know. Gabe, do you know what's so messed up? David was a millionaire and he couldn't buy her new clothes. Would have broke as fuck. Maybe she didn't want new clothes.
An insider revealed the family received a strange phone call that made them stop searching for her.
Wow, why would a 13-year-old want clothes, bro? Only thing a 13-year-old's thinking about is Robux.
Called her mom and said, "Stop looking for her, she's fine," the insider said. They told the family to take down the social media posts about her being missing. The identity of the alleged caller is unknown, and there's no way to know if they are connected to David. 2 months after being missing, on June 27th, 2024, many believe Celeste is captured backstage walking alongside David's brother at one of his concerts in Los Angeles. Now, this evidence is much stronger, but pay attention here. David posted a TikTok on February 7th, 2024, before Celeste went missing the first time. It says, "When your card declines at therapy and they bring in that one Hello Kitty girl you met in 2021, take a look at his jeans and the Hello Kitty plushie looped onto his pants. This next photo is a POV shot of a girl with fair skin holding his belt loop wearing the Hello Kitty themed Crocs. Those Crocs match the ones that Celeste was wearing backstage, and the description of her missing person report says that she was wearing Hello Kitty sandals. Even though we can't 100% confirm, I do strongly believe that the girl who was captured going backstage is Celeste. But now there is a huge...
No kids these age want money, hoes, lean perks, and settlement. That sounds fire. I want that.
Gap in the timeline from June of 2024 to September 2025 when she was found dead. During this 14-month gap, very little is known, and it's very speculative as to what happened and where she was during that time. But this is all the evidence we have. July of 2024 is an insanely important month to remember because basically all of the evidence that we have takes place in this 1 month period. July 7th, 2024. David posts a TikTok of him and a girl with the same skin complexion as Celeste sitting in his Tesla with the caption, "Softest soft launch of all time," suggesting he is now in a relationship. Firstly, we know this wasn't a real-time photo because David was in London on July 7th for the first date of his My House Is Not a Home tour, which means that these photos were taken before July 7th. Maybe he was bored on the plane or in a hotel and just posted them. To know if this is Celeste, first we must take a look at some more photos posted by a TikTok account named Yay Woohoo. This account posted photos with David seemingly from that exact same day, including one of them kissing and him having a hickey on his neck. The red straight hair initially made people think this was not Celeste because she had black curly hair, but the backstage video of her in June seems to indicate she may have dyed her hair, and the frizziness is likely a result of using a hot flat iron to straighten thick curly hair. There was also a Discord.
You're not a good example. That's why I don't look up to you. That's why I looked up to Ronald McDonald. Oh wait, that's you. You know, chat, today I had someone call me Ronald McDonald. I mean that ass. It wasn't funny. She's not funny, bro.
User in David's official Discord named Yay Woohoo, matching the TikTok account name who insiders assumed was Celeste. But look at the profile picture. It is seemingly from the perspective of the Yay Woohoo girl and David in the Tesla. They're both doing the Spider-Man hand thing at the camera. It looks like David's hand is on the left and her hand is on the right. You can even spot a ring on her finger, which I will get to in a second. In this photo, it seems like they are parked next to another car with the windows rolled down, just like some teenagers hanging out late at night. It appears that the car next to them has someone in it with a black hoodie on. I mean, I think
they doing too much science. God damn.
It appears that the car next to them has someone's rolled down, which are Dave and David in the Tesla. They're both doing the user in David's official Discord named Yay Woohoo, matching the TikTok account name, who insiders assumed was Celeste. But look at the profile picture. It is seemingly from the perspective of the Yay Woohoo girl and David in the Tesla. They're both doing the Spider-Man hand thing at the camera. It looks like David's hand is on the left and her hand is on the right. You can even spot a ring on her finger, which I will get to in a second.
I can't even tell that's a fucking hand.
Like they're parked next to another car with the windows rolled down, just like some teenagers hanging out late at night. It appears that the car next to them has someone in it with a black hoodie on. I mean, I think that jumble of pixels is a person. So if you compare that Yay Woohoo profile picture on Discord with some of the photos that were posted on TikTok, it seems like they may have been chilling all day and all night in that Tesla, sort of taking pictures and hanging out. On July 11th, 2024, David wrote a message in his Discord that said, "Me and deleted user have a kid on the way." We don't know if that deleted user is the same Yay Woohoo user, but it might be. David was in Paris when he wrote that message. Many people suggest that he was talking about Celeste and have developed tons of theories surrounding this alleged pregnancy. First of all, even if this was true, there's no way that that baby was born. That would mean that a baby would have been born in April of 2025 at the absolute latest. And I don't think you are hiding a baby for this long. Now, it is possible that the pregnancy could have been real and maybe there was an abortion or maybe she got pregnant again, but we are really stretching that at this point. People have also used this photo, which was posted by Yay Woohoo, as Celeste.
Wait, does this mean David's innocent?
Behind David and mimicking a pregnancy announcement.
What was saying, Patrick?
Placing her hands around an invisible baby bump on David's belly. Basically, people on the internet are trying to establish a motive that David may have gotten Celeste pregnant and maybe he thought that that would ruin his career, or people would find out that he got a child pregnant. The result of that was potentially a murder. That definitely could be a motive, and we don't want to discredit that completely, but it does seem like the timeline doesn't exactly match up. Also, this theory has been debunked because Celeste Rivas' official death certificate revealed that she was not pregnant and had not been pregnant in the last year. Anyways, Yay Woohoo is now a deleted account, but there is a Discord chat log that has this person identifying themselves as Yay Woohoo and then saying she's with David right now on July 22nd, 2024, which could definitely be true because David's European tour ended 6 days before this message. This user also posted a photo in David's Discord wearing a ring where you can also see a red finger tattoo that says David. And if we go back to the Yay Woohoo TikTok post, all the way in the bottom right corner, you can see what looks like a red finger tattoo.
Holy
and then
fuck.
Again, if we look at the Yay
actual
Woohoo Discord profile
investigation
picture, you can also see the ring on the finger.
I can't
also,
even
this
tell.
same
That's a
mystery
fucking
girl,
ring.
Yay
What am I
Woohoo,
looking
who
at?
we think might be Celeste, made a post on Instagram under the name Hello Kitty Life Girl sitting across from David. I believe this photo was also posted around July of 2024 because David dyed his hair all the way black at that time and posted a photo of him wearing what appears to be that same pink shirt. In the Hello Kitty Life Girl photo, you can see the ring and the red tattoo on the girl's finger. Plus, she was wearing a sweater that David had been photographed in.
Saints ever put this much effort in a reaction? I ain't gonna lie, Chad. This might be my laziest reaction ever. Why'd I do that shit? I always put a lot of effort into my reactions. You know, we yap a lot, but I ain't gonna lie. I got work tomorrow. I gotta go to bed. So we gotta go to bed, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. We speedrunning this bitch. I am interested, though. And I'm watching it with y'all. So we watching it together. You feel me? That's the whole point. And I'll give in my 2 cents, you know?
The red tattoo.
My amazing intelligence paralysis.
Tattoo is important because authorities confirmed that the body they found inside the Tesla had a
intelligence
tattoo
paralysis.
on
What
her
the fuck does that
index
mean?
finger with the letters shh.
Sounds
David
like a
also
disability,
has a
actually.
tattoo on his finger that says shh, meaning they allegedly have matching tattoos.
Yeah, the tattoos don't look good, bro.
Because Yay Woohoo's tattoo doesn't say
yeah,
it says his name, and it's also on her left ring finger, not her right index finger, which means Yay Woohoo either isn't actually Celeste, or that red David tattoo wasn't real and maybe it was a temporary tattoo, or this could be Celeste and she had both tattoos. She had shh on this finger and then she had David's name on her ring finger. But if that were true, then it makes the police report incredibly confusing. When the police found the body in the Tesla, they knew that it was the pop star David's Tesla, and then they said that, oh, she had a matching tattoo with David that said shh. Why would they reveal that and not the one that says David on her finger?
Yeah,
that would not
I
be
always
the
thought
easiest
that
connection ever. Like,
the fact that you keep fucking talking and watching the videos concerning what time you going to work. I gotta wake up at 5:30. What the fuck are you on about? I am watching the video.
Belongs to David, body in the car. Oh yeah, her
shit
finger
crazy.
says
What
David.
up?
Like, that seems like really crucial evidence. That's just where something doesn't really match up for me. While reviewing this edit,
what I
had
always
another
thought
thought about this whole ring finger situation. The police did reveal that the body was dismembered or cut up. We don't know to what extent, how bad it was, or what was missing. But it makes me think if potentially the left ring finger or maybe the left hand was missing as a potential way to cover up the evidence, this would be some insane level, like serial killer, premeditated murder type stuff. At the end of July 2024, we have this photo of David at a party and a girl that strongly resembles Celeste, or Yay Woohoo, behind him. Red curly hair, ring on the finger, wearing David's silk bandana that he has worn hundreds of times. I'm pretty sure that Yay Woohoo is Hello Kitty Life Girl, and it is that girl wearing the silk bandana behind David at the party. But I can't confirm that this is Celeste, although it does seem like it. But there is even more evidence to dissect in July of 2024, I think. And it starts with this photo that was taken right around the corner from Celeste's house. Reports have not identified her exact address.
David's like
but
my height. That's kind of
she
scary.
lived down the street from Del Lago Spirits in Lake Elsinore, California, which would mean somewhere on Jamieson Street. A new townhome community was being developed down Laguna Ave, less than a half a mile away from where Celeste lived. Referring to Google Maps, you can see this is the same parking lot that the photo was taken. Note the double-lined parking lot spaces, specifically the one all the way on the end next to the dirt patch. Also note across the street the brown fence that turns into a white fence.
Yo, people really investigating this shit like crazy.
In the back that have the 3 distribution transformers on them. Since David lives 70 miles from Lake Elsinore, California,
why the fuck is David
only reason
there?
he would be down there right around the corner from where she lives is because he at least knew her, at least hung out with her. I mean, we know for a fact at this point there's absolutely no like world where he's like, oh yeah, I don't know who this girl is, I never met her.
Yeah,
nothing. There's
David
enough evidence
her.
where they were together for sure. They spent time together. Now, text messages were released by someone who contacted this kid who was standing across from David to give context about why they were in that parking lot. Bro, this was a secret that wasn't supposed to get out. David didn't know how old the girl was. She was lying and saying she was 19 when he was 20, and the second he found out, he took her home and since we were some dumb kids, we tried to blackmail him, and we really messed up. And if you keep that video up, you could ruin his life for doing nothing wrong over a girl lying, and then you could ruin my life because he would know I leaked it, and I could go to jail for like slandering him. Now we know this kid's story can't be all the way true because it makes it seem like David hung out with Celeste one time, she lied about her age, and then he drove her back home.
But no,
and we know they hung out more than one time. But the
times.
Specific details of this kid blackmailing David actually don't matter. What does matter is simple. This kid knew about David and Celeste, and David did not want anyone else to know about them, and he was willing to pay someone to forget about it, which opens the door up for so much speculation after like how many times could he have paid someone off or had somebody keep quiet or just control
like Diddy,
his surroundings to make sure that nobody
David
found
low-key
out
like
about
Diddy.
him and Celeste.
I ain't gonna lie.
However,
people
the
off,
date
bro,
of
that's
when
crazy.
this happened is extremely important, and I have some weak evidence, but I do think this parking lot transaction also took place in July of 2024. But we have to focus on the outfit. Now, he wore this beanie for the first time publicly in February of 2024, which was around the first time Celeste went missing. He posted 2 TikToks wearing the cap, but David had long hair in February of 2024, and you could see his hair protruding from the sides of his hats. In the parking lot photo, you can't see his hair from the sides. However, in July of 2024, he posted a TikTok wearing nearly the exact same outfit as the parking lot photo. But David was in Europe at the time of posting this TikTok. There are also no other photos or videos of him wearing this exact beanie in this color anytime after July of 2024. Now, I told you the evidence was weak. However, brand new evidence was just released that throws an unexpected curveball in this entire situation. TMZ obtained a video recorded by a Nest doorbell camera on September 8th, 2024. But the crazy part is, she is back.
I want to see 2025 shit, bro.
Back home in Lake Elsinore, and she got into an argument with her neighbors.
Let me talk real quick, okay? You gonna let me talk? I ain't gonna let you talk. No, you ain't gonna let me talk. Why you not gonna let me talk? You tripping.
Oh shit.
Nah, you tripping. How about you ain't tripping? You gonna let a woman talk? Alright, I'm not gonna let your woman talk.
The rest of the clip is just her screaming back and forth with the neighbors. Now keep in mind, Celeste's birthday is September 7th. This video is on September 8th at what seems to be like early hours in the morning, which indicates she was up late, potentially celebrating her birthday. Maybe she was with family. I mean, we know she was home. And to me, she sounds intoxicated or under the influence.
Yeah,
fans immediately recognized Celeste's voice and confirmed that it was the same voice that is in David's songs Invisible String Theory and You Left Me First, but I can't play them due to copyright. Now, a lot of people on the internet are trying to say that like, oh, David's lawyers are revealing this, then they're trying to make her look like angry or unruly to try to paint some sort of narrative that maybe she is somehow at
people
fault
are speculating
for her
way
own
too
death,
much, bro.
but that is honestly just totally not focusing on what is mostly important about this clip. This is a massive reveal because it completely reshapes the timeline of Celeste's disappearance. Until now, the assumption was that she vanished in April of 2024 and that her family had never seen her since, and that we had to do our investigative detective work to assume that maybe the last time she was ever seen was the end of June backstage at that one David show. But this Nest video proves she was still alive in September of 2024, which means every theory built around her going missing in April or going missing after June or July has to be reconsidered. It drastically narrows the potential window of when she may have died, and it places her back at home, not hidden away, abducted, or deceased. It also raises new questions about why her family didn't publicly clarify that they saw her or that she returned home. TMZ reported that when the neighboring family saw Celeste that night, they just assumed she'd been found and everything was fine. So when did she go missing again? Was she just running away and coming back so much that her family couldn't keep up and just forgot? Did they just get used to her being gone for extended periods of time? Like, oh yeah, like Celeste, she just ran away again. We haven't seen her for a few weeks. 'Cause remember the first time she ran away, February 2024, they made a big deal, rightfully so. Posters, flyers, posts on Facebook. In March of 2024, when she disappeared, same thing. More posters, more flyers. They went down the road to the liquor store to find the surveillance footage footage, but then April of 2024, not as much. And it sounds messed up to say, but you can imagine a family, if they have a child who keeps running away and keeps not wanting to be back home, like eventually you're probably going to stop putting up the flyers and the posters, especially if she periodically is coming back home. Now, the idea that David's legal team could be purposefully releasing this to help his case, I mean, yeah, that is possibly true. Well, that's what they're going to do. I mean, they're defending their own case, which logical people understand that. This doesn't necessarily clear him, but it is interesting that previously we thought the last time she had ever been seen alive was backstage at one of his shows.
Was it really David?
The last time that she had ever been seen alive is actually at home. But we still have 12 months of a total blackout period, essentially nothing. No photos, no videos, or anything to prove that she was alive after September of 2024 and ultimately until she was found dead September 2025. From an investigative perspective, that 12-month gap is critical because it creates a complete blackout of evidence in any missing person's case. The period between disappearance and discovery is when investigators look for sightings, digital traces, financial activity, or even small inconsistencies that can narrow down a timeline. But with Celeste, there is basically nothing. That void doesn't point investigators towards a suspect or location, it leaves them with nothing. Now again, I am not defending David. We do know at some point he was spending time with this 13-year-old girl, that she was running away from home to go and hang out with him. We know that they were at least friends, or maybe even potentially more than friends, but this 12 to 14 month gap between, you know, the last time that David had contact with her and then her being dead, I mean, that blackout period, it actually makes his case stronger because literally anything could have happened. She could have been in a different country. She could have met some other guy. She could have been dead. I mean, there's so many things that could have happened that your imagination can go anywhere. There is this one tiny thing that might be a clue. In February of 2025, David posted this TikTok on his burner account of him joking about cleaning shoes as a side hustle. He's cleaning a pair of Hello Kitty shoes as well as a pair of white, black, and gray Jordans that seemingly match a pair of Hello Kitty shoes, as well as talking about cleaning shoes as a side hustle. He's cleaning a pair of that Celeste owned. Some people have interpreted this as him cleaning up his crimes. And the next clue or evidence, which honestly isn't even that strong, doesn't show up until July of 2025, which is a full year later. In July of 2025, 2 months before Celeste was found dead, another girl named Celeste was seen hanging out with David, completely confusing the story. And it starts with this video of him at an arcade. Some live streamers walked up to him, and you could see this girl on the right has her back to the camera. David grabs her arm and pulls her in towards him, and she walks backwards purposefully, keeping her back to the camera until he physically turns her around.
Don't be shy, don't be shy.
She is seen wearing what looks like the exact same Gap hoodie that was in the photos on the missing person poster. When I first saw it, I thought, wow, okay, this is definitely the missing girl. But we now know it's not. In a photo posted by one of David's friends, you can see Celeste Herrera is tagged, wearing the same thick square frame black glasses. And you can see David in the background wearing that same silk bandana. This girl is 23 years old. Here is another shot of her from the front, and you could see that this is not the same missing Celeste. Others speculated that the missing Celeste is the girl in the gray flannel in the back, but that is also untrue. That is just a friend of Herrera's named Vanessa, seen pictured here, and she goes by the Instagram username Space Doll. Now, is it really strange that he was hanging out with another girl named Celeste who had the same exact hoodie and looked very similar? Yes, but what it means is up to speculation. It's evident that David kept a very specific type of girl around him. Fair brown skin, dark curly hair. He even has a music video where a girl with light brown skin and dark curly hair gets murdered and thrown in the trunk of a car. Some say this was on purpose, like these were decoys or distractions so nobody could find out about the missing Celeste. And if that were true and this was all by design, now we're talking about like Dahmer level, Bundy level, like serial killer behavior. But again, that's just speculation. I've seen people say that Celeste's friends stopped hearing from her in July of 2025 as a way to prove that she was still alive at this point, but this case is serious enough where we need irrefutable proof of that. However, the facts of this case really start to ramp up and become crucial around August of 2025.
This shit
on August
crazy,
5th,
bro.
2025, David performed the first show of his Withered World Tour in Del Mar, California. Upon entering the venue, fans encountered a vigil where David commemorated the death of his alter ego, Atami, which represented the subconscious evil that we all have within us, according to an interview from 2024. David expressed wanting to create an animated series surrounding his alter ego.
Then he's basically an agent of chaos and kind of my alter ego, and the story of the manga went like he would commit
love for gore.
I used to be addicted to watching gore videos.
He was addicted to watching gore videos. I like writing gory psychological drama, romantic quotes, and a lot of death, he says. He admitted that he became so desensitized to it that he would laugh at gore videos or videos of murder. Another signature part of his branding was his blood-stained shirt.
This shit hard. I don't care what anyone says, bro. The blood on the white shirt is hard. I'm sorry, bro. I fuck with
David's
that shit.
Artistic branding has.
I'm sorry. I fuck with that shit, bro. Agent of Chaos, bro, is not King Carson. That ass, bro. Who the fuck does bro think he is? But yo, that shit hard, bro. It's tough, bro. But fuck, this guy's a weirdo.
Consistently revolved around death,
sucks that he had
violence, and psychological
ruin it, bro.
darkness.
Ruin it for the rest of us.
Complements it with these beautiful singing ballads that make it feel poetic and romantic rather than purely grotesque. This isn't necessarily new at all. Tons of super famous artists like XXXTentacion, My Chemical Romance, Trippie Redd, 9 Inch Nails have pursued a similar artistic direction. However, now people are looking at his branding as almost him hiding in plain sight. At the opening night of the Withered tour, David's fans were greeted with an elaborate setup that included a casket being wheeled out of a hearse. Inside, the casket sat near a wreath and a guest book where people could write notes to Atami. David's online shop sells something called the Withered Scrapbook, where his fans are encouraged to share, when do you feel like Atami takes over? What usually happens? And how does it make you feel? Another page asks fans to write a letter to Atami, talk to them like a friend or maybe an enemy, and let them know how you feel about their presence in your life. This is especially disturbing because during the first few weeks of this tour, the LAPD...
That's some weird shit. No offense, I'm gonna go good night, Gabe. Alright, good night, Husk. Do not let Sosa get light skin around him.
There was a dead girl.
Yo, bring a light skin around me.
Decomposing inside the trunk of his Tesla.
That's fucking weird. I know he did all that, bro. What?
Hills community where David lived reported a Tesla sedan had been sitting on Bluebird Avenue for at least 3 weeks. They also said that the car was spotted in various places around the neighborhood in the preceding months, as far back as the end of May. Now this seems incredibly odd. Did David not have a garage or a free parking space? Why not just park the car at his place? It's not like he was this car collector known to have multiple cars just kind of sitting around. As far as we know, this was his only vehicle. The car was officially reported to the police on August 26th as residents wanted it moved. The next day, the street was marked with white chalk around the tires, so if it was moved, the white chalk would be messed up and there would be white residue on the tire. They came back to the car on September 3rd and there was no marking on the tires, therefore it never moved, so they issued a ticket. Then 2 days later the car was still not moved, so on September 5th it was officially towed at 10:20 a.m. However, 3 days after it was towed, on September 8th, 2025 at 12:30 p.m., officers responded.
But how did they not smell this foul odor? Why did it take 3 days if the body was dead for a while?
Of a foul odor coming from the impounded vehicle at the Hollywood tow lot on North Mansfield Avenue in LA, and that's when they found the decomposing body. Many people have come to the conclusion that David left this car, or someone else left this car, on the street with her body in there. But if her body was decomposing in the trunk for days or weeks in the hot Los Angeles summer, wouldn't the stench be apparent? Multiple different people were likely around this car. Residents maybe walked their dogs by the car. They knew that the car was suspiciously parked there for weeks. It bothered them enough to report it, and obviously the tow truck driver had to connect the car to the tow truck, thus being pretty close to it, and nobody had reported an odor at that point. I mean, maybe it's possible that the plastic bag or multiple plastic bags that were holding the body had masked the smell, and yeah, maybe if the trunk was airtight, I suppose the odor couldn't have leaked out. But then once it was towed, the body may have gotten tossed around and sort of seals were broken and fumes were exposed. When scanning the area, you can see that the car was suspiciously parked in the perfect place. Almost all of these houses have massive privacy hedges, so even if these houses have cameras, they likely can't see what's going on in the street. The car was parked in such a specific place that only one house across the street could have gotten a video of it, and that's only if they had a camera near the roof. Police searched for surveillance video in the Hollywood Hills area where David's Tesla was abandoned. Multiple residents who live on the block recalled LAPD sweeping the area and talking with every neighbor they can track down to see if there's a ring camera or surveillance video showing David's car. The neighbor who called to have the car towed also spoke to police and turned over footage. We are it was reported. Like, for example, if the car was driven any time after August 6, 2025, then it wasn't David that drove the car. That doesn't necessarily mean he isn't involved, because since this is a Tesla, it's unlikely the car was stolen or even broken into. Teslas are some of the least stolen cars in America. The trunk is opened. We have to assume the LAPD is looking into his Tesla account, no?
Well, it's all going to depend on if Sentry mode was turned on. Because if Sentry mode was actually activated on the vehicle, then it's doing a lot of recording of video footage from its possibly when
Locate had been dead for several weeks prior to her body being discovered, which supports the theory that it could have happened before he went on tour on August 5th.
Now, David was supposed to be starting a
and weighed approximately 71 pounds. The day before her body was found, September 7th, was actually her birthday, so she technically never turned 15 years old. David posted a selfie that day with a Hello Kitty shirt on. Despite potentially being a suspect in a homicide case, David still performed at his show in Minneapolis, Minnesota on September 9th, 2025. That same day, Crocs and Hollister dropped David from the body yet, and none of the information you now know was revealed in 9th grade, and it turns out month started we had gone over. What cause examiner has not yet determined and been the substance was renting. On September 17th, 2025, several items of evidence are in as if it contacts the iron and hemoglobin, which are red blood cells, even in tiny, cleaned, or diluted traces, it produces a brief blue-white flow that reveals hidden blood stains for photography. However, they did not state officially whether or not they found any blood in his place. An immediate neighbor in Hollywood said he saw David and Celeste all the time and believed they had lived together at the home. They were pretty quiet. I never saw police there and didn't hear them partying or anything. Nothing like accommoning students that he had taught exam.
Yeah, we saw this.
He replied, he found my account out of nowhere and so he confirmed that a number texted and did it because he got mad at me the first time for not having X with him. Matthew said these texts were real because he knows who Gus was. He lived in Elsinore, California and was killed by gun violence. More deleted user Discord messages were revealed that show someone, potentially Celeste, admitting to losing their virginity at age 11.
The fuck?
Now there are so many more rumors, hearsay, rabbit
God,
holes,
this is sad,
all of the facts along with reasonable speculation or leads was a discarded Tesla key, suggesting it may have been David. $20,000 per month to keep guard. This is that she was the class lie that the FBI had a warrant out for the arrest of David's bid is because before it wrong. She could have been locked in a basement. She could have been trafficked around the world. Man. She could have accidentally overdosed on drugs, and this was a sloppy attempt to discard her remains. This could have been extremely disturbing, premeditated.
We don't fucking
It could
know.
be someone David would we know thing for, which was the last time she was seen alive at home in Lake Elsinore, California, and September 2025 when she was found dead. Anything it was killed. Radio's opposite of her extreme board 200 when he first his career and probably got him a ton of new fans who genuinely couldn't care about his crimes. I mean, R. Kelly still has millions of monthly listeners.
Fucking crazy.
David has also retained attorney Blair Burke to represent him. Burke is a prominent Hollywood defense attorney known for taking on high-profile clients in the midst of a crisis, especially men accused of misconduct ranging from assault to domestic violence. Burke's list of clients has included Harvey Weinstein, Johnny Depp, Marilyn Manson, Sylvester Stallone.
Hey, Johnny Depp was innocent though.
Mel Gibson. At the absolute worst case scenario, David is involved with or committed the murder of a child. Best case scenario, which is still horrible, is that he had a relationship with a child that was 6 years younger than him. But it seems unlikely that
hey man, that's the fucking video, bro.
Innocent.
That's the video, man. Yo, good night, chat. I love y'all. I ain't gonna do it after talking. I'm posting this shit. Yo, good night, chat. I love y'all. I gotta go to bed. I gotta work tomorrow. Well, today, actually. I love y'all. Sleep well. Stay swag.